deal with because I get like cluster migraines that make me want to meet Jesus, basically. So, but we're okay right now. It only feels like somebody took an ice pick to my right eyeball, NBD, but I need to catch up on content, and we're just going to have a really non-excitable, just a really chill Reddit reading session. So I hope it's okay that I'm not like remotely entertaining today. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but you know what helps a lot? Seeing your face. I'm so glad you're here. Am I actually tearing up right now? I am. You guys make me emotional. Look at that. Look at that. Zoom up on my eyes right now. What the fuck? We're going to read some Reddits. We're going to go kind of jump around from different Reddit forums. I'm not actually crying, but I was like fake crying, but then it made me real cry. Well, I'm not. I feel like I got hit by a brick at 120 miles an hour, but that's, other than that, I'm okay. All right. Am I overreacting? I like this one. It's a new one that I found, and I overreact a lot, so I can't wait to give advice. Here we go. Am I overreacting, or is this a total breach of privacy? All right. And this is under relationships. Backstory. It's honestly pretty much non-existent. A uniformed officer in his patrol vehicle pulled up next to me to tell me my tire was low, and then I said, "Oh my god, I didn't know, thank you." He drove away, and I got this a few hours later. I'm kinda annoyed that he looked up my whole file just to get my number against my will. I think this is against the law. Let's read the text, I guess. Hey, I'm sorry, I don't recognize the number. Who is this? Oh, it looks like he said above there, hey, good morning, but it's like half cut off with like sun emojis. That's creepy. This is the officer who pulled next to you to tell you that you had a low tire yesterday. And then she says, "Oh, okay. I mean, thanks again for that, but how did you get my phone number? LOL ... He said, "This is the number that came up when I searched up your license plate. I figured I would reach out and see if maybe you wanted to go to get to know each other, possibly go to dinner sometime. I promise I don't do this often. Ha 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 ha. You are just very nice and attractive, of course. I would say call the police, but he is the police. What are you supposed to do?" And then she says, "Wow, I appreciate the compliment. Thank you." And then he said, "You're welcome. My name is Shithead, by the way." I like that you didn't agree to it. You kind of let him off easy, just being like, "Thank you for the compliment." Bye. I would say call his superiors, because this is extremely inappropriate and terrifying, especially because he's an authority figure. This is so weird and red flaggy, and like, it's like the beginning of a horror movie, or like the middle of a horror movie. I would just call the police and report him. Also, why do you have 126 messages you haven't answered? I want to be the level of unbothered you are. My lord. First comment, this is, and it's a former cop, so I'm so interested to read this. Former cop here. What that officer is doing is 100% illegal. Okay, that's what I thought. Unethical and almost definitely against department policy. Notify the department and have him fired immediately. See, do that. This guy's crazy. He absolutely should not be allowed to access people's personal information. This is the type of guy that uses LE databases to stalk his exes, does criminal history checks on potential dates, doxes people he doesn't like. Oh, that's horrifying to think that there are officers out there that can do that. And then other comments said, "Can you guarantee he won't harass her after that though, or worse, because he's going to know who filed the complaint? This is why women often say no thanks and leave it alone." Isn't that the truth, dude? Oh my gosh. Because men, especially ones with power and guns, are freaking dangerous. So it's super easy to say report him when you aren't in her spot, and that is why cops get away with this shit. It's a good point, but I think it is the safest course of action to report him, and then at least they're on his radar. I think it's better than not reporting him than they don't know. Like, God forbid something was to actually happen to her, then they wouldn't know who to look for. So I think reporting is the safest thing to do. The person replied, "Of course I can't guarantee anything. I don't know any of the people involved, not even OP. But like you said at the end, cops keep getting away with this shit like this because everyone is too scared to stand up and do something about it. But I have most definitely been in her spot. Every officer I worked with knew where I live, knew my family, knew my info to look up, etc. They still do. And each one of them also knew not to pull shit if I was present because I'd yank them aside by the collar. Probably why I don't work with those folks now." Jeez Louise. Another commenter said, I can only imagine what else he's okay with doing. The kind of behavior will continue and lead to more scary shit. I hope he gets fired. People with this much power in their hands should not be allowed to get away with this. Yeah, that's the thing too, is like he needs to get fired, or this needs to be on file so he can't do this to more people. So I think the only way to go about it is to report. Definitely. And then I would voice that you're worried about him taking it further as well, because he went as far as to get your personal information. So it's like borderline stalking behavior. It's weird. But man, yeah, that's creepy, scary, very weird. And I'm so sorry that happened to you. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let's move on. Am I the scallywag for not siding with my wife over our son's ex-girlfriend's pregnancy? Son's ex-girlfriend's pregnancy. If I say words wrong, it's because my brain's not working properly today, all right? Interesting. Ex-girlfriend. This is toughy. Our son just turned 16. Oh, damn. Had a girlfriend. She's 16, almost 17. Okay. But they broke up about a month ago. About 3 weeks ago, we were informed by her parents that she's pregnant. She's slightly showing. The date lines up with my son's relationship. My wife and I went in full panic mode. Fair enough. I mean, like, what else do you do? How do you even prepare for that moment? You can't. We waited a couple days before telling our son, who didn't know. He immediately said, "It's not mine. I never effed her." Oh. Well then, according to science, then that wouldn't work, so we'll see. I didn't believe him, as I know he is quote-unquote active. You know that, whatever. He did the sensible thing and asked me for quote-unquote protection. Okay, that's fair. However, he kept on saying they never did it. He said he cheated on her. Okay, well, what a gem. I had a heart-to-heart with him, and he is an absolute shithead, but I began to believe him. At least you're owning that your kid's a shithead. That's good. Maybe work on that with him. He said he always raps. Oh, God. Oh, okay. And he asked for restocks. My wife, on the other hand, still didn't believe him. We had very different childhoods. Oh my goodness. Both families met. My wife started the conversation just accepting that our son is the father and was trying to figure out a solution, funding, etc. My son spoke up saying it's not his baby as they never had the samples. He was genuinely angry. Then he made a comment that I'm going to rephrase. Apparently, they only ever did a certain act which can't result in a baby, and it was unsatisfactory, so he never went any further with her. Oh no. An absolute shithead, and we raged at him over it. Oh man. Okay, I keep saying okay. I'm sorry, this is just weird. His ex-girlfriend admits that rarely did it, but explained the event, that when and where, and will say it was believable too. I know he's a complete liar. Wow, he just sounds like a bad kid. I know he's an absolute dog, but I believe him still. So this guy's just like,
I know my kid is a fucking asshole piece of shit, but low-key, he's honest as hell.
I don't think those two go together, but okay. My wife, however, is angry with me for playing into his quote-unquote nonsense. She said I'm part of the boy culture. She said children born to teen parents are more likely to be teen parents, and we were both 17 when my wife got pregnant. She said I'm worsening the situation by not living in reality, and she's left to figure out what to do on her own. To her point, I am hands-off on further meetings with the other family. I don't believe we should have those discussions until it's proven he's the dad. Am I the a-hole? Also, this is really ranty. I'm sorry, but I needed to leave off some steam. Just to add, her parents don't want to do a paternity test until after the child is born. They said it could harm the baby, but apparently it's harmless, so I don't know. So we cannot get a test done before then. Courts can't order one till birth. Another addition, I'm in the UK. All right, well, interesting. I don't know. I don't have children that are having children. This is very difficult. I feel like you cannot force a girl to get a paternity test. Like, you can't force her to have a certain test. So I think you do have to wait and just see if your son is even more of a piece of shit and was lying about all of this, I guess. What do you guys think? Let's read the comments. You do nothing until there's a confirmed paternity test. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, what else is there to say? The son sounds like a self-serving little asshole who's fully capable of lying his ass off to weasel out of accountability. But you're literally not gonna know anything until one of them confesses to lying or paternity is tested. Stop fighting and get a paternity test. Teenagers aren't the brightest when it comes to the act and pregnancy. The paternity test will clear up the whole who did it, who did what, and you can proceed rationally from there. And to be fair, I don't know what that entails. I'm assuming it's a blood test. I don't know if it's like it has to go in the womb. I don't know what it entails. So they're technically not an adult. So technically, I guess you could force her to get one so they can sort it out. But would that solve? I guess they could plan for it more. Let's keep reading. And now a paternity test is just a blood draw from the mother rather than anything invasive to the baby. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. The girl's parents have old info if that's a concern. Ah, okay. It's a blood draw for the young lady and cheek swab for your son. There's zero risk in the pregnancy. Oh, and it's 99.99% accurate. I feel like that would solve a lot. Okay, I'm back on board with that. Just to get it out of the way, just to know what the heck's going on. Tell her parents about the test that you will require the results before discussing finances, custody support. That makes sense. Like, I would say there's nothing to do in terms of finances, custody support, all that stuff until you find out. So if that's possible and it's non-invasive beforehand, I think that makes sense. That might be dumb. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And somebody else in the comments says, well, hold up. The family refusing a safe and highly accurate test is sus. If they have been assured by medical professional, the nurse, then it could be she did tell the parents the truth and they are fibbing now to protect their daughter and kid. I had a friend who was the product of 2 cousins and her life was miserable. Okay, just a quick little lore drop from that. All right.
God, that hurt my head.
Mostly because it already hurts, but that's a tough one. Has anybody been in a situation like this? Let me know in the comments below. I love to read your tea. All right, next up. Am I the scallywag for telling my friend I share everything with my wife and I don't believe in bro code? I think so. Depends on the context, but there's nothing I don't tell my husband, so we'll see. My friend and I have been friends for 25 years. We know each other well. We're both happily married. We never really dive into deep talks or anything like that. He has said things before that really weren't appropriate about women, not cheating or anything, and says, haha, bro code. I have told him forever that I don't believe in the bro code. IMO, if you can't say something in front of your wife, then you either shouldn't be saying it, you should work on communication, or you're not as compatible as you thought. Plus, I'm not protecting someone if they do something that goes against my own personal moral code. I mean, if he killed someone, I'd be there with a shovel and a hole and not tell anyone. There's always exceptions. I hope that's a joke, because that's illegal. And that's the one you probably should be telling the cops. But if it's a joke, you know, you can be like, I'd bury a body for you. Sure. Ha 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 ha. Really funny joke, but I feel like you're not joking. But anyway, much later, he wanted to talk to me about something and told me it was in confidence. And I told him again, something he already knew, that anything he tells me, he's telling my wife too. They have also known each other nearly 20 years and get along great. We lived together for almost a decade. Anytime he wanted to talk about something, he'd go to her and he knew that she'd tell me. Okay, so very specific relationship. There's nothing I don't tell my wife, same for her. We both believe communication and openness are the key to happy relationships, and we are pretty fucking happy. We basically never argue and disagree, and both of us know each other down to the core. So this time, after telling him again that anything he confides in me I'll also tell my wife, he got upset. He contacted all of our friends and asked them if they'd go running to their wives when someone confided in them, and they're all on his side. I understand that it's not normal, but he has always known this, so it's not like it's a surprise. I wish we knew what it was. I wish you confided in the internet, bitch. Just kidding, but not really. I get telling your partner everything. I mean, I do. I can't really keep a secret, nor can Caleb, but I don't know if it's something very specific that it's not gonna affect your life in any way, or it's not bad. You know what I mean? Like if it's just something that is embarrassing that the guy did, or like something he just wants to tell his guy friend, and it doesn't matter if your wife knows or not. It doesn't make a difference to anybody's lives or whatever. Then I get it. It's just like, man, I just wanted you to know this. I didn't want her knowing this, or like a woman knowing this specific thing or something like that. But I get where you're coming from, where it's just like, I tell my wife everything. Like if you tell me, you tell my wife. And it's weird that like you've been like this for so long and now he's being like, don't tell her, but he has the right to do that. It's his secret, or it's his thing that he's coming out with. So for you to be like, no, I can't keep this information from my wife. It's just like, okay, then I guess I won't tell you. Then you have to accept the fact that he's not going to confide in you as a friend if you're just going to go and tell your wife everything, I think. And again, it depends on the context, but we don't have that here. But I think that it's a bit not friend-like. But yeah, let's see what the comments say. First comment, you're the asshole. Quote, there's nothing I don't tell my wife, unquote. That's fine when it concerns your business, not fine when it concerns friends' business. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like if it doesn't concern her anyway, or you, then why can't you be like a good friend and be like, yeah, of course, you can tell me something in confidence. Like you can feel that we can have something like that. Because a lot of friends do. Keeping your friends' personal things between the two of you is literally just basic human decency. Your idea of my wife is entitled to anything and everything you have to say is unbelievable. Friends should be allowed to confide in friends without saying friend, feeling like they have a right to tell their wife all the hot gossip. It's one thing when it comes to making inappropriate comments, but when a friend says, hey, I need to talk to you and I want to keep it between us, then you honor that. Not tell them, I keep nothing from my wife, so you have to tell her all of your personal business or don't tell me at all. Yeah, I mean, I agree. And that's kind of what I was saying before. But if you are like that and you do that, then expect this person just not to be your friend or to just never confide in you about something that they just want to keep between you. And they go on to say, what if the thing he wanted to talk about privately was serious? You just brushed him off and said, my wife has to be involved, or shut up. Imagine he wanted to reach out for help because he's battling bad thoughts and you said, well, my wife is entitled to your business. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's like, what if it's something he doesn't want out there for other people to say? And who's to say your wife isn't going to go and tell her friends and that kind of thing? Like, there are things in our minds that we only feel comfortable telling maybe a really close person. And you have those like best friends because they are that party, you know? And some people have therapists, whatever. But yeah, it is kind of shitty for you to just immediately say that without getting like the context first. Just being like, oh, okay, but is this like something I can tell my wife? Because you know that I usually tell everything to my wife. And then if he says, no, I'd really like to just keep this between the two of us, then you know it's probably really serious and that you should be a friend to this person. And a new thread on this says, you're the asshole are ready to help him bury a body, no questions asked, and no wife present, but you can't have a private conversation with him. You might want to check on your moral priorities. Yeah, that kind of weirded me out. I was like, I know you're probably joking, but then at the same time, it's like, so you'd be okay with like breaking the law, but not like having your bro confide in you for like something really bugging him or something personal. It's just weird. It's a weird thing to say in this context. Yeah, it's giving me the ick. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just like, it's not your information to share. So you don't have a right to it then. Like if he doesn't want to tell you now, which I'm sure he doesn't, then yeah, you're just not gonna, he's probably just never gonna confide in you because you're being weird. Let's move on. And this one is, am I overreacting or does my boyfriend just hate me? Is it that serious? Oh no. I feel silly typing this out, but maybe I can understand if a person who is competitive with gaming might feel this way. Hey, extremely competitive. I grew up with a family who like fully left the house for a day if they lost a game. So is that healthy? No, but I come from that. So I think I'll be good for this. We play Fortnite for fun. And sometimes I just might miss a cue. All right, I don't play Fortnite, but I know enough about it to understand this. I can miss a ping. I might not see or hear because there's a lot going on. I can't hear sometimes, maybe because of music, or I just miss it. I don't know, but I don't do any of this on purpose. Sometimes it just happens. I'm not a perfect player, and I'm just trying to have fun. Sometimes I see TikToks of girlfriends being in La La Land, having fun and doing their thing while playing with their boyfriends. And the boyfriends are laughing and finding it cute, but to my boyfriend, I guess it's stupid. We aren't playing for money or for a tournament. I don't know why he tries to justify it as if I deserve to be berated, but maybe it's because I'm not competitive like that. And maybe after 2 years of missing cues when we play, not on purpose, it can be frustrating. I don't know. Listen, I'm competitive, but not in this regard. Like if you're just like having fun playing and it's like not that serious, I don't know. This seems way overdone and like you're not meaning to do it and you're just playing and people make mistakes in games. That's why they're called games, because you win or lose, you know? I get like really serious when I'm playing like those like timed game, like Pictionary or something like that, where it's like, come on, get the thing. But I don't get mad. I've never gotten like mad over a game because it's just a game. But anyway, there's text messages, so we can read that. First one says, I don't know what I have to do for you to pay attention to pings. I ping the people. I ask for ammo. She says, okay, sorry. He says, I couldn't shoot my rifle because I had no ammo, and you sweep everything. I asked you for it behind the rock. She says, okay, sorry. He says, you say you want to play together, but even something basic like that, it's like you'd rather play alone. She says, I just couldn't see. This is irking me. I want to ping him, if you know what I mean. He says, I can be on low health and you won't even know. I can ask for ammo and you won't see. She says, I gave you the jug. And they're just talking about game terms. I can ping you and you'd go somewhere else. So why do we even play together? She says, okay, sorry. I feel so bad for her. He says, I'd rather play solo on actual solos, not solo against a duo where I stand no chance. And she stands up for herself and she says, you're honestly being mean, which you are, you big dipshit. You get mad at me on Rivals for no heels and mad at me here too. I don't do it on purpose. I can't hear or see sometimes. And then he goes off, I guess, and says, I'm being mean because you never learned in 2 years playing Fortnite. Not learn to play the game, learn to see. Honestly, just get off. I'll play alone. Another thing you didn't learn in Rivals or here, you can't even ping. Just leave the house. Get him to leave the house. First, ping him on the back of the head. Well, don't do that. But anyway, you know what I mean? Just leave. This guy's, he's a bully. It's like you're dating a 12-year-old bully. There's more. And she says, honestly, you're being very mean and it's unnecessary. You can just ask me to pay more attention without being super rude about it. It's just a game. It shouldn't be that serious for you to be talking to me like this because I miss some cues sometimes. I don't do it on purpose. Like, this is actually so mean. You start calling me out for everything and basically calling me dumb for missing some cues. He says, I don't have patience for stupidity from a 26-year-old woman. Bitch, what? She says, I just panic sometimes. Sometimes I miss the ping button or move around too much. Sometimes I can't hear because of my music or see because a lot is going on. This is supposed to be fun and chill and you're just getting mad at me because I missed some cues. He says, telling you to look at the game is like the most basic shit. I don't get mad when you get beaten by other players. And she says, why are you being so mean over the game like this? Just leave. You're 26, you're young. Go find someone who's like not a mean 12-year-old bully. I don't like this person. Immediately, I do not like this person and I will not give him the benefit of the doubt. Oh my God. Yeah, that's my advice. Just leave him. Don't ever game with him again and leave him. And yeah, go have fun, play your games. Let's see what the comment said. It says, me and my wife play games together. She's not good. I would never be angry at her for joining my hobby with me. I'll happily die every game if it means we have fun together. That's so sweet. See, I love that. And another commenter said, I'm glad you think this way. He gets angry when I try to bring things like this up, that other men on the internet don't normally act like this to their partners because their partner might suck or whatnot, even after years of gaming. He just thinks it's me comparing him to random internet dudes and completely ignored the entire point. Another commenter said, how old is he? Him bringing up your age as if he's not having a literal tantrum about a video game is so cringe. This isn't a man, this is a child. Like I said, it's a video game. He cares more about the game than he seems to care about how you feel. He honestly seems like he has anger management issues. If this is how he acts about something that doesn't matter, think about how he will act if you make a mistake with something that does. Yeah, that's what I think about too. It's like, if you think this about something that matters so little, I don't know, what if I accidentally scratched your car, like hit a curb with your car or something? Like, what's gonna happen then? Stuff like that freaks me out. The OP said he's also my age, so he's a 26-year-old man having a tantrum over Fortnite. Girl, bye. Just leave. Just leave, please. I always thought men being like this over games is general to women they don't even know online was toxic. Who would have thought my own partner would do that to me? Sad. I'm reconsidering a lot of things and noticing lots of toxic patterns. Oh God, I hope you left him. When was it? Oh, it was 13 hours ago? This post? No. Oh my God, yeah, it was 15 hours ago. Oh, I wonder if there's probably no update. It's too soon. It's too soon. There's been another post from her saying, am I overreacting about wanting to join a hangout I'm invited to with my BF? Interesting. So he's like an issue. Let's read these. Well, if it's just blank and your fan, can we go? Besides stuff like that, I feel like it's better with us guys. She says, okay, only my girl cousin is the other girl, and she might not even go knowing her. All right, well, okay, I won't go then. And then he says, I've told you this before. I don't know if you ask me again to start a fight or something. And then she says, you actually haven't. He says, it's like going to a blank concert with the girls, like some stuff is just better with just y'all. This is football and stuff. This guy sucks. And she says, and I didn't think I couldn't go at all and have fun, like I doubt they care about girls going. Oh, interesting. What is the context of this? Do we have any context for this? We've been together for 2 years. I want to reiterate that I completely understand wanting guy time. To me, that is not the problem whatsoever. The issue is I've been invited to participate in a football draft and I'm not able to go solely because of the fact that it would ruin the vibe or whatnot. He wouldn't want to go either, but I have a feeling that it's because he doesn't want to take me and they ask him why I'm not there if he goes without me, again, because I was invited, so he'd rather avoid it. What an ass. I don't even need to read more. Just leave him, dude. This guy sucks. My head hurts. My head hurts thinking about you with this person. Please leave him. He sounds awful. I'm just getting angry and my head really hurts. So I'm gonna stop. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. I think this is not gonna lead anywhere good. It's probably just going to get worse, and he's just trying to bulldoze you and control you, and I think you deserve better, Queen. Okay? Hop on Fortnite, hop on Skyrim, just escape the world, and find a guy that will have fun with you and not belittle you because you miss in pings on a video game. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I need to lay down and throw up. All right? I love you guys. Bye.